Yeah, we should be live. Gonna be live, what's called vibe coding, also vibe streaming, whatever. We'll see how we go. Might chat to a model in a sec. Just a reminder, everything we do is on BioniChaos.com. Go check it out, provide your feedback. Fortunately, I'll be repeating that many times. This one would not work because my video is taken over by my camera is taken over by another browser. Let's see if I can. The image is very blurry. That's okay. Let's change the size. Yeah, it's fine when you change the size of the page. Wait, can we still do a bits per minute recording even if the camera is blurry? .63 BPM quality is good. Yeah, 64 on my smartwatch. So it's actually working really well. Go figure. And the camera is blurry, so you can barely see my face, but the blood, you can still tell I'm human because the blood circulation is still there. The blood circulation is still there. That's pretty amazing. I didn't think that would be the case. Well, what do you know? We learned something. We learned something new. Yeah, it's a very strong signal there. Yeah, 64 BPM in that tool. It's 63 or something on my smartwatch. Yeah, there's very strong signal. You could see it both in the spectrogram and the time domain and frequency domain. You have a strong spike in one spot. It's pretty stable. You get a good reading, BPM reading. The quality metric there eventually changes to good. So I have to not move for a while. I don't know if I can keep talking. Yeah, the spike is there. 63. Quality is then turning to good. It's kind of a bit higher on my smartwatch. I can do a bit of exercise. Do some exercise. Obviously, when I'm moving, it cannot do the recording. And then we do the heart rate measurement again. After the exercise. No, it's not flatline because my heart stopped. How is it still 63? It's 68. It's 68 on my watch. Yeah, we also need to check the measurement. We haven't really done this testing, but we need to measure how it's behaving in different ranges. Is it just really good at detecting like baseline? but not good at detecting elevated heart rate. Okay, we get a nice and strong signal. Still 63, 62 on my watch. I wasn't doing enough exercise, that's why. I just bugger all. It's do it for it's do it for longer. I'll do something else. Yeah, that's a very confusing signal because you can. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Because I'm moving. Obviously, it's fake. Okay, let's see what it is now. 74, 76, 77. So it should be around 77 still. $70. Yes, 70 on my smartwatch as well. So it's very close. It does get elevated. We didn't probably can stress test it further, make it a bit better. Have to keep testing it. Have to keep testing it. Let's check the chat for a sec. Let's check the chat. Yes, you can try to self. Everything do is available for you on the site. Shall we talk to the bot or look at the code? Talk to the bot or look at the code? Talk to the bot or look at the code. Yeah, we did this one yesterday. There was another one, similar one, where we're actually looking at the chest, trying to see like respiration, trying to measure respiration rate. We had the code. We had the code. You can look at it. Give to chat more. Let's do live. Yeah, the 2.5. Gemini 2.5 flash. Give it the code. Give it the code. Chat to the code. Yeah, there's a new version of Visual Studio Code. There's agents all over in the description. Delegate tasks to agents across local, background, and cloud. Okay, we can try it out. We have access. A model Claude Haiku 4.5, GPT 4.1, GPT 4.0, GPT 5 Mini, Raptor. I don't know what Raptor is. Can add premium models. Then you have modes, agent, ask, edit, plan. Okay, leave it an agent. And you can run a local background Claude and Cloud and Claude. Cloud and Claude. Claude is a bit, and you can give it tools. So currently we give it all the access. Pylons, VS Code, to do, search, read, edit. Mermaid, chat features, Python. Okay, we don't do Python. Well, we don't have a backend. We're trying to do everything front end JavaScript. But this tool is like respiration. Let's actually check. Yeah, I have this Python code that is running on the side, checking for errors. And we'll run it now. So I'm not showing you the code or anything because we are vibe coding. Yeah, everything to do is going on to BioniChaos.com. You can check it out. Provide your feedback. Then we had the Face Blood, Face Express. Face Express meant to detect facial emotions. I don't know how well is it working. Here, check here. Human body, ideas, kaleidoscope. Music draw, argon, respiration. Yeah, we had this respiration thingy. I think it's also using the camera. Okay. Respiration rate. Can give the code to Gemini. And then we talk to the code while testing the thing. How does that sound? Sounds good? Does it sound good? To find it first. It's too many things. Yeah. So it's a single HTML. It's a good start. Do we need thinking? Maybe we'll turn thinking off for a sec. Just hopefully it will be quicker, faster. Yeah, no grounding with Google search.
That is quite an advanced application. It's fascinating how it combines media pipe pose to track breathing movements with signal processing and even a comprehensive simulator. The attention to detail, like the sensitivity slider and technical explanations, is impressive. Are you working on a project like this?
Yeah, we're developing this web application. Can you explain what exactly it is and what would be visible on the screen? I'll share an image with you as well of the front panel.
Certainly. This web application is a respiration rate monitor and simulator. Its primary goal is to measure breathing rate using computer vision. The screen is divided into main sections. There's a large viewer container, which will show either the live camera feed or the simulation visuals. Overlaid on that are live metrics, displaying things like the current respiration rate in BPM, breath count, and signal quality. At the bottom, a waveform canvas visualizes the processed signal. Below the viewer, the controls are located, allowing you to switch modes, play pause, reset, and adjust sensitivity. The screenshot confirms how the interface looks. You can see the live camera feed with the waveform drawn across the bottom. The live metrics in the top left currently show status, camera active, a respiration rate of 12 BPM, 14 breaths detected, and excellent signal quality. Below the video, the stop camera and reset buttons are visible, along with the sound, mode, and sensitivity controls. Does that match your current view?
Hey, can you explain from the code and the image how the signal quality is being measured? Currently, yeah, camera active, it's giving a respiration rate which I don't think would be accurate. The signal quality says tracking shoulders, hips not visible, and it's good. So how is it good?
Based on the code and the status message, the signal quality is measured in two ways. First, the extract breathing signal function checks if key landmarks like shoulders and hips are visible. The status tracking shoulders, hips not visible indicates that the algorithm is using the fallback method. Second, the calculate respiration rate functions calculates the coefficient of variation of the breath intervals. A coefficient less than 0.25, as mentioned in the code, is considered excellent or good, suggesting the detected breaths are regular, leading to the good status.
I don't think it's accurate. Yeah, I really don't think it's accurate. Also, the respiration rate, is it actually measuring 15 or is it just stuck? It seemed to be stuck.
The
Uh,
screenshot shows respiration rate 12 BPM. Since the status is camera active and the waveform is visible, it's likely actively measuring, but the accuracy might be affected by the tracking shoulders, hips not visible factor mentioned by the code. The algorithm might be struggling to get a clear signal. Are you seeing the rate change significantly as you move?
the respiration rate stays kind of the same. Well, I mean, it is changing, so it's doing something. Can you just explain why? So, just looking at the shoulder, we should be able to extract a good signal, do we?
According to the code, tracking shoulders can provide a signal, but it's considered a fallback method. The comment in the code suggests it might be less robust than tracking the torso by using hips and shoulders, which might impact accuracy. The good signal quality might just mean the signal is regular, even if it's not perfectly reflecting your breathing.
Okay, this might be a problem because, well, first of all, we normally stand pretty close to the camera. So, can you explain? Do we need like a different technique or something? Or do we need the hips to be visible to do a proper respiration rate measurement?
Based on the code's logic, having the hips visible is preferred for what the application considers a more robust signal. When you're standing close, the camera might only capture your upper body, forcing the fallback method. To improve accuracy, you might try positioning yourself so that your torso, from shoulders to hips, is clearly visible. Would you like to explore alternative tracking techniques based on the code?
Yeah, so can you be more specific? Like, how do we extract the accurate respiration rate when only the shoulders and the head are visible?
When only the shoulders and head are visible, the code primarily relies on the vertical movement of the shoulders. The extract breathing signal function calculates the midpoint of the left and right shoulders and uses the inverted vertical position as the raw signal. This assumes that breathing causes a consistent vertical motion that can be filtered and peak detected over time to estimate BPM. Is there a specific concern about that method?
Currently the concern is that even though there are no motion of the shoulders, the breath detected still indicating a high number. So I assume it's just being triggered by noise. Can you look at the code and comment on that?
That is possible. The code does mention that small random movements from body sways, camera jitter, or digital video artifacts create noise. The sensitivity slider can amplify this noise, potentially causing false breath detections when there's little actual motion. You might try reducing the sensitivity to see if that corrects the breath count.
Okay, so I reduced the sensitivity to 0.5, but it's still showing a high respiration rate and breaths detected of 84, 85. So it still gets triggered by the noise or something. Can you check the code for me?
I've reviewed the code. The detect breaths function uses a threshold derived from the mean and max of the recent filtered signal. Even with low sensitivity, if there's any slight rhythmic noise in the shoulder movement, the adaptive thresholding might still trigger false positives, especially with the fallback method. The high breath count likely indicates the algorithm is interpreting frequent small variations as breaths.
Okay, and that sounds like a problem. Like how do we fix it? We don't want to be triggered by noise. So essentially currently if the shoulders are not moving, we're not meant to have any breaths detected. It also seems like the breath detected indicator is just stuck. It's doing some sort of cumulative counting as opposed to showing what's in the current window. So can you explain the time window of it?
You are right. The breath count is cumulative. The code updates it with breath count plus plus inside the detect breaths function. The time window is handled separately by filtering the breath timestamps to keep only those within the last 60 seconds, now less than 60,000. To address the noise, the thresholding logic might need refinement, perhaps by introducing a more significant minimum signal amplitude to ignore very subtle movements.
Okay, so can you explain? So if the breaths detected, okay, it's okay for it to be cumulative, but the respiration rate then should go down if, can you explain?
You are right. The respiration rate should go down if the noise-triggered breaths are reduced. The code calculates BPM based on the average interval between
Oops, I didn't realize there was a space shortcut to mute the microphone. I should have known that, shouldn't I? It's weird, it's not. That's not working. Right. So we talking to Gemini 2.5 Flash. Let's replay the last response. I think the bot was muted. Bot was muted.
You are right. The respiration rate should go down if the noise-triggered breaths are reduced. The code calculates BPM based on the average interval between detected breaths. If noise causes frequent false peaks, the average interval becomes shorter, resulting in a falsely high BPM. To fix this, besides reducing sensitivity, you could try adjusting your distance or position to provide a clearer view of your torso, as per the code's preference.
Yeah, I don't currently understand the sensitivity. Well, it's flatlining. It's also auto-scaling. There might be a problem with auto-scaling. Can you comment? Can you explain? So the graph, the chart at the bottom of the canvas, is the motion of the shoulders clearly, but then it's auto scaling as well. So then when the sensitivity, so how it relates to the sensitivity in terms of there's some sort of threshold, a value it should reach in terms of motion for it to be detected as a breath, to be added to the breath count. So to be added to the breath count. So the sensitivity is only affecting that threshold, is it? And still, can you also, a separate problem is that the respiration rate is not going down when the breaths detected is not, counter is not going up, but it doesn't seem to do it at the moment.
To clarify, the waveform at the bottom visualizes the filtered breathing data, which is based on the shoulder motion and is indeed autoscaling. The sensitivity slider in the code directly impacts the amplification factor, which, as mentioned earlier, amplifies the difference between the signal and its moving average. A high sensitivity can make even slight noise cross the dynamic threshold set by the algorithm, leading to the incorrect breath count. To fix this, you might need to implement more rigorous noise filtering or adjust the thresholding logic to be less adaptive to rapid, small changes.
Okay, let's restart it for a sec. So we start camera. Okay, so we start from 0. A sensitivity is 2.5. I have live camera mode. Sounds more like a heart rate, heart pulse, rather than respiration. Probably should use a different sound for respiration. Probably should use a different sound for respiration. So it's counted 8. It's just even the noise 9 when I'm moving. Because the sensitivity is too high, too low. Can you explain? Yeah, so I started again. So currently the breaths detected is 10. The sensitivity is sitting at 2.5, and it keeps counting when I just talk. Well, obviously I'm breathing, but the shoulders are not moving enough for it to detect anything, I would think. So can you explain how it all works at the moment?
Currently, the media pipe pose model is tracking your shoulder landmarks. Even subtle movements from talking or slight posture changes can be picked up as noise in the signal. The amplification factor, currently at 2.5, magnifies these variations. The adaptive thresholding then interprets these magnified signals as breaths, leading to the high count you're observing. The good signal quality may just reflect the regularity of these unintended fluctuations.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Still showing me the signal quality is good, even though the hips are not visible. So supposedly to get a respiration rate, you need to look at your entire body or something. But it's still detecting breaths. There were 20 detected so far. The respiration rate is 14. For some reason, it's not the BPM, the breaths. It's not beats because we're not doing heart rate anymore. We're doing respiration. So it's not moving down, I think, as expected. It's not dropping as you have less breaths. Oh, when it has the sonification, so we can actually hear every time the system is detecting a breath.
That makes sense. If you're hearing the sonification frequently, even with low sensitivity, and the breath count is high, it means the algorithm's threshold is still being crossed by what might be noise from talking or minor movements. The good signal quality might be misleading given the current setup. To fix this, the signal processing logic might need to be refined to better differentiate between true respiration movement and noise.
Yeah, having trouble. I don't know what's going on. So we have this respiration rate monitoring, but it's not working well. It's detecting breaths. It's detecting my shoulders moving up and down, as if they would when you breathe. Would they? I don't think they will. Yeah, well, might have to look at this again sometime. Yeah, everything we do is eventually on this website, BioniChaos.com. Go check it out, provide your feedback. It's all free. Well, free is in free beer, or the other way around. Whatever. You know what I mean. Freemium. Freedom. As in freedom, not free money. But yeah. So I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with this one. So how do you think we should improve this web application looking forward? There's like a bit of a problem. Can you also explain so you said there's two ways of calculating the breath counts. Can you explain those? So I want it really to work when I'm close to the camera.
The code primarily supports two methods for calculating breath counts. The main method is based on tracking the torso using both shoulders and hips, which is considered more robust. The second is the fallback method used when you're close to the camera, which only tracks shoulder movements. To improve accuracy when close, we'd likely need to refine the filtering or thresholding logic for the fallback method to better distinguish between noise and genuine breath.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be much improved. I don't think it's gonna be much improved. It's doing something. I have the sound for it. Boom. But it's nothing to do with my actual breath. It's nothing to do with my actual breath. I think. I would think. Yeah, so we're doing this respiration rate monitoring. Currently have 78 breaths detected. Does the reset button works? Well, yes, it does work. I have to start the camera again. So it's starting from 0. respiration rate is not no measurement. Oh, now it's 20. 20? Because you had breaths detected 3, 4, 5, and now it's going up to 25? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't think the voice model will be able to help us here, to help us out. I guess the problem is that how far or close you stay from the camera, so you have to essentially have to see more to detect respiration, I would imagine. Maybe we'll just do a last stream is live. Okay, so it looks like it's not possible to measure respiration when standing too close to the camera. So maybe we should drop. Do you think we should drop the other whatever the secondary measurement?
Dropping the secondary measurement might be an option, but it would limit the application's flexibility. Perhaps a better approach is to add clear instructions to the user to ensure their full torso is visible, or to implement more advanced noise cancellation within the code for close-up scenarios. What do you think?
Well, there's a whole overview of the thing that we can share with the board. Let's see what it says. Normally when you send something like text or image, it's just giving a general response, but then it's actually reading the thing and actually commenting on the
Given the
text.
current technical details and your experience, a good way to improve might be to enhance the How to Use section, emphasizing the importance of maintaining full torso visibility for the most accurate results, even when close. Also, perhaps adjusting the default sensitivity or refining the noise filtering specifically for the fallback method, as discussed, could be beneficial. Does that align with your goals?
Yes, but how do you test how do you actually test it? I'm having trouble testing it when not next to the camera or whatever. So can you comment on that? And also, yeah, can you draft the updated how to use section? What needs to be changed in the text? That text was from below the web application. So what needs to be changed to it?
To test more effectively when not close to the camera, ensure your full torso from shoulders to hips is clearly visible in the camera frame. This allows the primary, more robust method to work correctly. We can draft the updated How to Use section to clarify this. Here's a proposed change. How to Use. Choose a mode, use the mode toggle to switch between simulation and live camera. In simulation mode, click Play Simulation to start the animation. The sensitivity slider is disabled in this mode. In live camera mode, click Start Camera and grant webcam access. Position yourself so your full torso from shoulders to hips is clearly visible for accurate results. Adjust sensitivity. Use the slider to find the right balance as described in technical details. Controls. Use the on-screen buttons or keyboard shortcuts. Does that work?
Okay, you're talking about demo mode. Do we have demo mode in the code? Wait, there's a mode live camera simulation. The simulation currently is not the play simulation. Okay, it's actually doing something. Okay, so that meant to be the torso indicator. It's not actually clear, considering just the labels of the torso, but not the full body.
You're right, the terminology might be a bit confusing. Simulation mode corresponds to what was called demo mode in the overview, and the torso indicator likely refers to the method that considers the shoulders and hips, aiming for a more comprehensive view than just the head and shoulders. To make it work better when close, the code's filtering or sensitivity logic for that specific mode needs to be tuned more carefully to ignore noise.
I don't know what's up with the voice because you keep chatting. Yeah, we currently have 4.3 gigabyte in that tab browser for Gemini. AI Studio, Gemini 2.5, Flash, native, audio, preview, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why they name the models. Why the names are so complicated. Quite convoluted. Convoluted names. But yeah, we'll have to improve the description at the bottom of the page. Improve the description at the bottom of the page. Okay, so based on the conversation, based on the entire conversation, can you generate the prompt for the developer, asking them to make the necessary improvements as we discussed?
Certainly. Here's the prompt.
We'll give it to
Developer
an
request.
agent.
Improve respiration rate measurement and user...
Now it's stuck. It cannot finish generating. Oh, I can't believe it. Just generating 6 seconds. Yeah, it's common with this voice and stuff. It's fine because you cannot change it back to like just the chat mode. I wish I could just turn it into a like a chat model as opposed to the voice model. As opposed to the voice model. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Shall we chat? Actually, this might be better if we... Wait a sec. Probably need to turn my desktop audio on. And just to know what model agent ask. Let's just do ask. Currently there's a problem. Let's just do ask. Yeah, running it locally or cloud, whatever doesn't matter. Okay, can you explain this web application in 2 sentences? I don't know if it will talk or not. It used to talk.
This web application is a respiration rate monitor that uses your device's camera with machine learning, MediaPipe Pose, to detect your breathing in real time, or alternatively displays pre-generated synthetic data in a simulation mode. It visualizes your breathing rate in BPM, tracks breath count, displays a live waveform, and includes adjustable sensitivity controls to help filter out noise from body movements.
Okay, let's actually move it to agent. Ah, yeah, now we can move it back to agent. And yeah, it's auto model selection. Ah, it's showing you context window is 12, sitting at 12%. System instructions 1.9%. Files 8.2%. Messages 0.7%. Oh, okay, not sure. So this is for the current chat. It's not like the limitation or anything. Okay, just in the mode, in the simulation mode, when we run it, we're only seeing the torso, and it's not clear that it's actually like a human body. Can you comment on that, or actually improve the code if you understand what we are talking about? I don't know if it's a good prompt. Probably not. Okay, it's actually looking at the code, working. I understand the issue. The simulation skeleton only has 5 landmarks, shoulders and chest points. That's correct. So it just looks like a small torso without a human form. Let me improve the aiding complete skeleton with head, arms, legs that matches media pipe pose structure while keeping the breathing motion focused on the chest. Okay, key improvements. Hey, we can read it out loud.
I understand the issue. In simulation mode, the current synthetic skeleton only has 5 landmarks, shoulders and chest points, so it just looks like a small torso without a clear human form. Let me improve it by adding a complete skeleton with head, arms, and legs that matches media pipe's pose structure, while keeping the breathing motion focused on the chest. Replacing 35 lines with 60 lines in. Now let me update the skeleton drawing to connect all these new landmarks properly. Replacing 1 lines with 36 lines in. Perfect. I've improved the simulation to show a complete human skeleton. Here's what changed. Key improvements.
Hello.
Okay, let's do go back to ask instead of an agent mode. Yeah, automated model selection. Yes, okay. Can you also look, so now with this current change, can you also explain in the simulation the shoulders are not moving, but then in the actual live mode, when we have the camera and everything, then the shoulders, then it's when I'm too close to the camera, then we're relying on the shoulders alone when the hips are not visible. So can you comment on that? Can you explain that? Let's see, that's in ask mode. Analyzing. Is it coding? No, it should not be coding. Generating a lot of text. It's used the Claude Haiku 4.5. And we 33% of the context window.
Good observation. Let me clarify what's happening and add a comment to explain this behavior in the code. The key issue is about distance from camera and landmark visibility. In simulation mode, the shoulders stay static because we're simulating an ideal scenario. The breathing motion is only applied to the chest landmarks, which move up and down, while shoulders remain fixed. This is a clean, controlled demonstration. In live camera mode, when you're too close to the camera, your hips move out of frame or become obscured. The extract breathing signal function has a 2-stage fallback system. Stage 1, preferred if both shoulders and hips are visible. It measures the torso height by calculating hip mid-Y, shoulder mid-Y. This is robust because it's a relative distance that filters out overall body sway. Stage 2, fallback if hips aren't visible. Like when you're too close, it falls back to just measuring absolute shoulder motion, shoulder mid-Y. This is less robust because raw shoulder motion includes swaying, camera jitter, and other noise. Let me add a better comment to make this clear in the code. Using replace string in file. I don't have the file editing tool available right now, but here's what's happening and what the comment should explain. Summary of the behavior. Simulation mode * shoulders are intentionally static. Only the chest landmarks move with breathing. This shows the ideal clean signal. Live camera mode far away. Hips visible. The system measures hip mid-Y, shoulder mid-Y, torso height. This is robust because it's a relative measurement. If your whole body sways, both hips and shoulders move together, so the difference stays nearly constant. Only actual breathing, which changes torso length, affects this signal. Live camera mode too close, hips out of frame falls back to measuring just shoulder position. This picks up all shoulder movement, breathing, swaying, leaning, camera motion, making it noisier. You'd need to increase the sensitivity slider to compensate. The comment.
I'm getting this error when trying to turn the camera on. Can we look at the code? It's just selecting the whole code. Yeah, it's one of those things, but human coders do this all the time. They fix one thing and stuff up something else. So that's okay. Can deal with that. We can deal with that. Okay, now we're back in agent mode. It's trying to fix that error. I don't know if it's a problem with the media pipe model or something. It will probably explain. Okay, it's fixed it. Yeah, the explanation is highly technical, but it solved the problem. So let's clear the console. Restart the thing. Yeah, it is working. We should somehow, in the demo mode, there's also always a question. Yeah, the biggest question for like prompt engineers is like, do we continue the current conversation or do we start a new chat? So that will make a big difference in terms of success or failure. And we have through the context window, 52% used up the context window. Do we need the agent or asking edit? Probably need an agent because yeah, vibe coding, we're not looking at the code. Yeah, let's do asking. Okay, so we need to update the text below the web application, the main window, the controls and the canvas, to explain what's happening when we are too close to the camera and only shoulders are visible. No hips, so hips are not visible. Why the signal quality is being indicated as good in that case? Because the respiration rate is clearly not accurate in that condition. So can we explain? Also explain how do you actually test it? What would you compare it to? Maybe in terms of how do you measure your own respiration rate? I mean, you can count, do some sort of like meditation. Maybe you can explain how you can use it for meditation, but don't make any promises. Yeah, if you can explain in the chat and update the code as well accordingly, that would be good. Sorry, not the code, the text below at the bottom of the HTML. I'll do agent because it cannot turn the chat into edit. It says it needs to start a new chat. It says it needs to start a new chat, which we don't want to do. A camera distance. Okay, that is the section. Camera distance, signal quality. Let's see what it's doing. What is it doing? What is it doing? What are you doing? Takes it a few seconds to start the web application, but it's okay. To start the camera, the web application starting pretty quickly, but the camera coming up after a few seconds only. That's okay.
Great questions. Let me explain the concept, then I'll update the text in the HTML. What's happening when too close? When you're too close to the camera, your hips move out of frame. The system falls back to measuring just shoulder position, absolute motion, which includes all body sway, not just breathing. The signal quality indicator shows detection confidence, how well it's detecting peaks, not measurement accuracy. You could have excellent peak detection but poor actual breathing rate measurement. How to test/validate. Manual breath counting *, breathe naturally, count each breath for 60 seconds. Compare to the app's BPM. Controlled breathing * use the 4-4-4 technique. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4. This 9 BPM baseline is easy to verify. Check consistency * multiple measurements should show similar rates. Meditation use. The app could provide biofeedback for meditation, helping users maintain steady, slow breathing patterns. Typical meditative breathing is 4 to 8 BPM. No promises about stress reduction, but it's educational for breath awareness. Now let me update the HTML's info section to explain this. Replacing 11 lines with 17 lines in. Now let me add a new section on test.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Agent. Okay, the other thing is, yeah, we tried like doing breathing exercise and it was not counting when I was obviously breathing and did count when I actually held my breath. So currently it's noisy. Do we just need to change the default value for the sensitivity or something else in the code? Can you also mention in the code, are there any relevant magic numbers, whatever that is set to constant? So this is agent, so I don't know if it will decide to modify the code or... Yeah, there's a lot of magic numbers. What is a magic number? Well, it's a constant thing that we have to look into. Are we turning it into a control on the front panel or not? Let's see. Still doing something. Still doing something. Still doing something. Okay, we'll turn the... Test it again. Keep testing. Keep testing. Updating documentation. Perfect. It's always perfect. It's always highly positive, which is a bit... makes you a bit suspicious. Can't be that positive all the time. But we will keep the changes. Start camera.
I see the issue. That's a classic signal processing problem. When breathing is subtle or you're holding your breath, which still has small position changes, random noise can trigger false detections, or real breathing won't trigger because the signal is small. The problem is likely the threshold calculation and/or the default sensitivity. Let me analyze the magic numbers and improve them. Current issues. Amplification factor equals 2.5. Default might not be optimal for all users. Threshold equals mean plus, max mean, asterisk 0.5. This halfway to max logic can be noisy because max is inflated by noise spikes. Short window equals 30 and long window equals 120. These filter windows might not match individual breathing patterns well. Let me add documentation and improve the defaults. Replacing 3 lines with 20 lines in. Now let me update the detect breaths function to use these constants and make the threshold more robust. Replacing 41 lines with 51 lines in. Now let me document the synthetic data generation parameters. Replacing 60 lines with 63 lines in. Now let me update the HTML documentation to explain how to tune sensitivity and what the magic numbers mean. Replacing 1 lines with 8 lines in. Perfect. I've made the following improvements. Changes made. Lowered default sensitivity from 2.5 to 1.8. This reduces noise amplification while still detecting real breathing. Your case of false detection during held breath suggests overamplification. Changed threshold from 0.5 to 0.65. This makes peak detection strict.
Did you say you changed the sensitivity rate default number? Because I still see 2.5 on the front panel. Can you double check? Yeah, let's see. So we made changes. Let's test it again. Have to keep testing, don't we?
You're absolutely right. I changed the JavaScript default to 1.8, but the HTML slider still shows 2.5. I need to fix the slider's value attribute. Replacing 5 lines with 5.
It changed the JavaScript but didn't change the HTML. Okay, now we have the HTML changed as well. Let's test it. Let's reset. Start camera. One. Two. Yeah, it's counting when I'm not breathing. That's not good. Let's do the sound. So we have sonification to it as well. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's counting when I'm not breathing. It's not good. No, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. So what model do we need? Claude, GPT, Raptor, whatever Raptor means. I don't know what that is. No, it's still the same problem. For example, can we focus on, it's still counting respirations, it's counting breaths when I'm actually holding my breath. So I'm not breathing, trying not to move, but it's still counting breaths. Can we look at the code, try fix that somehow? Or if we can't fix it, we'll eventually need to change the description at the bottom of the page for the web application, or how it works, or what the issues are, or in future directions and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's check the chat. Shall we check the chat? Nothing in the chat. You're only chatting to a bot. That's okay. That's okay. You can just chat to a bot. That's fine. You are right. It always tells you you are right. That's okay. Question is it gonna fix the code or not? Is it gonna fix it? 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 Is it? Is it? Is it gonna fix it? Is it? Is it? Is it gonna fix it? Still doing something. Summarizing. The context window is almost 87%. System instructions 2.6. Tool definitions 9.5. Messages 17. And files 57%. So it's like the code, when you upload the code, it's being transferred into a, like it's being added into the prompt when you highlight code or something. So that's what's taking most of the, I guess, most of the file. Tool results 0.9. Quality may decline as limit nears. Okay. Anyhow, everything we do is on BioniChaos.com. You can go check it out. Provide your feedback. Your feedback. Okay, we're adding limitations and things. We're adding limitations.
You're right, this is a real signal processing challenge. When you hold your breath without moving, the only thing in the signal is noise. Even with the stricter threshold, 0.65, random noise spikes can still cross it. Let me increase the threshold percentile significantly to make detection much stricter, and also adjust the min_breath_ interval to prevent rapid false detections. Replacing 17 lines with 19 lines in. Now let me update the documentation to be honest about the limitations and what users should expect. Replacing 8 lines with 22 lines in. Now let me add a known limitations section to be transparent about what the app can and can't do. Replacing 3 lines with 18 lines in. Summarized conversation history. I've added a comprehensive known limitations section that explains why held breath with stillness causes false detections, pure noise, no signal. Why shallow breathing may not be detected. Environmental factors affecting accuracy, lighting, clothing, camera angle. The breathing rate range the app is optimized for. Current state of the app. We've tuned it about as strictly as reasonably possible without losing real breathing detection. Breath_threshold_percentile equals 0.75, was 0.65, requires peaks at 75% of max to mean distance. min_breath_ equals 2500 ms, was 1500, prevents clustering of false positives. Amplification factor equals 1.8, was 2.5, reduces noise amplification. To test if this helps, turn on your camera and try 4-4-4 breathing, inhale 4 counts, hold 4, exhale 4, easy to verify manually. Hold your breath completely still, confirm no false detections. Breathe normally, confirm real breaths are still detected. If you want to go further, we have 3 paths. More aggressive tuning, threshold 0.80 to 0.85, fewer false positives but may miss weak breathing. Advanced filtering, FFT frequency analysis to isolate breathing band, more complex but more robust. Accept this as inherent limitation. Video can't detect motion that isn't there. Documentation now explains this clearly. Which direction would you prefer? Made changes.
Okay, so somehow I decided to use the GPT-5 Mini. I mean, I have the model selection on automatic, so it's doing its own thing. Yeah, before I'm pretty sure it was using Claude or something. Now GPT-5 doesn't really matter. I think interestingly, the context window dropped to 21%. It was almost 80% before. Yeah, it was almost 20%. It's now 20%. It used to be like 80%. So I don't know how does it decide? Well, obviously it's like automated something, but how does it decide what to drop? It doesn't have any files, doesn't it? Even though it's agent. Or maybe because in the last prompt I didn't select the code. So that's why it's excluding it from the files. Probably, maybe. One sec. Yeah, so we're doing this respiration rate monitoring using your webcam. So meant to look at your shoulders moving and torso. Well, you're meant to looking at shoulders and hips and do like an expansion thingy. We have a demo of it. The demo works pretty well. So that's what the demo looks like. The demo is assuming your shoulders and hips are not moving, but your torso is. So that's a bit weird. That's a bit weird. Yeah. So what do we do about it? We go ask. Oh, agent. Let's give it an agent. Let's give it the file back. Just so. Oh, we haven't properly tested it. A reset. No. A mode live camera stat. How do I actually? We should at least once test it properly. So currently it's not measuring. No, it did measure one. Let's see how accurate it is. It's not counting. It's not counting. It's not counting properly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if you have any ideas how to improve it, do let me know. Otherwise, yeah, I'll keep it there. Supposedly made some improvements there. There's a lot of, essentially it can be exercise in what in false positives, false negatives, what it is, and how to deal with them. In this case, we're getting a lot of false positives or false negatives. False positive when there was a breath and it didn't count it, and false negative and where there wasn't a breath and it did count it. So again, false positive, it's when it didn't count a breath. False positive, so where the ground truth was true, but the model said no. And then false negative will be the other way around, where it did count something it shouldn't have. So it said yes when it should have said when there was no signal. So yeah, and most of the time that's what we are dealing with, noisy signal, stuff like that. It's much better for it's much better for the heart rate monitoring. So we get less noise. We get more signal. The signal to noise ratio is higher, so we get more signal, less noise, which is good. Yeah, we're getting a really strong signal, 69 on my Garmin, and was it 70 or something on the webcam monitoring. So that's good. 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 Nice and stable, as opposed to the respiration rate, which we can't get a good signal out of. Well, because I assume because I'm standing too close to the camera. Because we need to, yeah, as the simulation suggests, we need to know where the body is and how the chest is moving relative, how the torso is moving relative to the shoulders and the hips. But that would be hard because we're standing too close to the camera. That's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-bow, bow-bow, ba-da-ba-da-ba-bow, bow-bow. Do we keep, so yeah, so we started with Gemini 2.5 there in AI Studio. We chatted to that, but then it always comes to a point where it cannot complete the responses. So that's unfortunate. And then we moved to, well, GPT-5 in this case. Pretty sure it was using Claude before. Oops. What? It's using Claude before. Yeah, so we'll have a like a better version of this thing. I also had the facial, like the motion recognition. I had the motion recognition. Yeah, we had some mixed success with that, especially on the age. The age wasn't properly detected. But yeah, we'll try it again next time and go from there. Yeah, check the website. Everything we do is on BioniChaos.com. Go check it out. Provide your feedback. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.